Hi folks, how you going? Today I want to tell you about an event that happened to me in London in 1997. A friend of mine and myself were having a very hard time because we were in London working, teaching, and we were dossing, which means staying on someone's floor at the time. And we'd been on the floor for a few weeks. We were finding it very hard to find any accommodation because we came back at a time when all the university students came back to study, and so everyone was looking for accommodation, and it was very difficult. Anyway, to cut a long story short, we were at home one night and we were just watching the telly, and we saw Australia win the Olympic bid for the 2000 Sydney Olympics. And we saw all the massive celebrations in Sydney, and we were thinking, oh man, we're here in London. We can't find anywhere to stay. We're working, we're tired. We thought, stuff it, let's go out. Go to Earl's Court where all the Aussies hang out. And we'll go and have a good night there with some Aussies. So that's what we did. We set off, went to Earl's Court, stayed there for a few hours, had way too many drinks, got pretty drunk. I remember the guy I was with, he's a big guy. He's like 6'3" and more than 100 kilos. And at the end of the night, the bartender said to him, "Okay, finish your drink up, mate. Get out." And he said, "I'm going to take my time finishing this drink." and the guy the bouncer who was arguing with, he said, "No, now finish it up." And he said, "No, I'm just going to take my time, mate." And the guy didn't know what to say because my friend was huge. He said, "That's it. You're barred." And he's like, "I don't care. I don't come to Earl's Court." So it was pretty funny at the time. This little bouncer trying to hurry up my huge mate. Anyway, we came back to the flat where we were staying, and we were pretty drunk. Only to find that the people who were kind enough to allow us to doss on their floor were sitting outside in the freezing cold in the dark, and we're thinking, why are you guys out here in the dark? And they're like, "You didn't leave the key out." And we're like, "Oh man, so sorry." But being drunk, you don't care that much about anything. We just sort of had a bit of a laugh. And then I said, "Don't worry, I'll get you in." And I could see that there was scaffolding on the building, going up 3 stories high to the roof. And I said, "Don't worry, I'll get you in. I'm going to climb the scaffolding and get in the skylight." So I proceeded to climb up the scaffolding. I got halfway up, and this woman stuck her head out of the window and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm just trying to get into my flat." And she said, "You're trying to break in?" I'm like, No, I'm just trying to get into my flat." She said, "That's it, I'm calling the police." And I'm like, "I don't care. Call the police. I'm just trying to get in my flat." So I kept going. I got onto the roof, got onto the skylight. Yep, cool. Not so cool. The skylight was locked, and I'm thinking, oh no, what do I do? So I sat there for a minute. As I was sitting there, I could hear sirens coming to get me. The cops arrived, sirens going, 2 police cars. And so I'm thinking, no, I'm in trouble now. I'm going to be in trouble for climbing the scaffolding and get on the roof. So I thought, what can I do? And I did something very silly, something that you should never do. This is why drinking is not such a good idea, especially to excess. What I did, there was a back window where the kitchen was, which was very high. And there was just concrete below and nothing else in between. But in my drunken state, I thought, it's all right, I'll just go around and climb through the back window, which was pretty tricky because I had to climb off the roof, get my foot onto the back window ledge, open the window, get my foot onto the back window ledge, and climb in through, which was crazy. I could have fallen to my death. But I didn't. I managed to somehow climb in the back window, and again, not thinking too straight, I thought, well, I'll fool the police. I'll go and lie in bed and pretend that I was there all the time. So I did that for a few minutes, and then pretended to wake up and look out the window. Oh my God, the police are there, what's happening? I stuck my head out the window and the cops just said, get down here now. And so I did. I was a good boy and I went down with my head hung in shame, and they said, what the hell are you doing? I explained myself and they were actually cool and let me go. And when we got inside, I couldn't understand why the other guys were not thanking me for getting them inside the flat. They were pretty upset, and I can understand why now. Leaving them out in the cold for hours while we were off drinking in a pub, celebrating the victory of Australia, being allowed the Olympics, winning the bid for the Olympic Games in 2000. So I'm very sorry about that, guys. I do apologise. It will never happen again. So just quickly, the Olympic Games were fantastic in Sydney. A lot of people thought that it was going to be absolutely packed. It's going to be chockers with people and it was going to be chaotic, but it was the complete opposite. The volunteers did a fantastic job. Thank you to everyone who volunteered. The public transport was amazing. And the atmosphere during the games was also brilliant. It was a really special time in Sydney. So that's the end of the story. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe, please share. Have a great day. Cheers. All the best. Bye. Mark.